The Lake Tahoe area, widely considered the crown jewel of the Sierra Nevada, is a national treasure that fuels local economies through recreation-based tourism, none of which is bigger and more important during the summer months than fishing. The Upper Truckee River that flows from the snow-capped peaks of El Dorado and Alpine counties to the crystal waters of iconic Lake Tahoe is one of the basin's true gems, and is a California Department of Fish and Game designated wild and heritage trout water, and is home to one of the only self-sustaining stream-based Lahontan Cutthroat Trout populations in California.
In 1988, the U.S. Forest Service recommended protection of 7 miles of the Upper Truckee River in the National Wild and Scenic River System. Today, a coalition of local sportsmen, conservation, recreation, and business interests are proposing to enhance approximately 32 miles of the Upper Truckee River and its tributaries, including Mice, Round, Dardanelles, Showers, and Four Lakes in the National Wild and Scenic River System.
Trout Unlimited and California Trout have identified this as a key area for Lahontan Cutthroat Trout reintroduction and expansion of the LCT population. The Upper Truckee is also the #1 tributary out of 63 tributaries to Lake Tahoe. In terms of water quality and water clarity entering the lake, 25% to 30% of the water that enters the lake annually comes from this watershed. So you can see it important on a water quality issue and a native trout recovery issue.
Wild and Scenic designation would not infringe on access, restoration, recreation, or forest management.
So it's 32 miles of the Upper Truckee and tributaries and lakes. And the reason that we've incorporated the entire watershed is for a few reasons. So for one, the area is obviously ground zero for Lahontan Cutthroat Trout reintroduction in the entire Tahoe Basin. And it's been successful. It's a 15-year project that's showing real success for anglers coming from all throughout the country to fish for these fish right in this general watershed right here. That's unique. For two, it's critical summer deer range for mule deer within the basin right here. So that's the entire watershed. That's not just 7 miles of the Upper Truckee. Those deer need the entire habitat. Three, there are a matrix of really nice recreational trails for mountain biking, hikers, and equestrians in the area, which we feel under Wild and Scenic River status will stay as is for one and can be improved through federal dollars in terms of maintaining and improving the infrastructure for those types of compatible uses within Wild and Scenic. So one of the biggest questions that I get about the proposal is how does the proposal impact water rights, private property rights in the area? The short answer that I give to that is it doesn't. And the reason why is the area is 100% owned and operated and managed by the United States Forest Service, the Lake Tahoe Basin Management Unit. So currently they're operating and managing the area as such as it was Wild and Scenic. And this proposal just takes that and locks it in and incorporates a lot of good public input, community support, and public interest to go back and create a management plan in terms of how this place can be managed collectively in the long run.
All of us have a stake at the lake. We all wish to maintain its pristine beauty. We also see the environmental and economic and social benefit in doing that. We want to make sure that the waters that flow into Lake Tahoe are as pristine as possible. So this project is part of that process as we move along the Upper Truckee through many channels to make sure that those waters stay pristine and clear, so that when they get to the lake, they add to the beauty of the lake.
Simply put, this proposal will enhance the already great recreational opportunities for the region while protecting the largest tributary flowing into Lake Tahoe. In addition, it will increase funding opportunities for the watershed.
So another one of the added values of Wild and Scenic River for the Upper Truckee that we feel is one of the biggest components of this proposal is the fact that a Wild and Scenic River is much more likely to receive state, federal, and private grant funding to do restoration work, whether that be in-stream work to fix some of the river corridor, to do meadow restoration work in the area, to fix some of the conifer encroachment in the meadow, or to do trail rehabilitation and infrastructure improvements. It's not just your other run-of-the-mill river corridor anymore. It's a federally listed, designated wild and scenic river corridor, and that receives special treatment when it comes to grant funding. So if you want to go and do, be proactive and put some money into the area, this is a great way to do it.
And in light of some of the plans that we have in place, particularly the Lake Tahoe Basin Prosperity Plan, where we focus on some economic clusters, specifically visitor services, this is an initiative that would help us move that cluster forward as we look at this becoming more and more of an environmental destination, tourist destination. So yes, absolutely, I see this as having great value in that regard.
The fact is, Lahontan's aren't doing so well. Presently, they only occupy about 8.6% of their historic stream habitat, about 1% of their historic lake habitat. Scattered populations in small headwater streams are low in numbers. But from great crisis comes great opportunity.
So I would suggest that anyone that is interested in becoming involved in this process, you can either contact me through my office or get a hold of Jenny Hatch over at CalTrout, David Lass at Trout Unlimited, and join in the process to be part of the outreach, to be part of the education, to be part of the whole process to say, yes, this is what we want, and be able to deliver that message.